24 notes. That's all it takes to bring battle.
All right, we're live. I cut it early, Chris.
We
Sorry
are
for all your
live.
hard work.
What just happened?
Thanks, Chris. We love you. What's up, Trash Talkers? What is up, Gruntworks Nation? Welcome to our Memorial Day special. Not the Trash Talk hour. Today we're here just to celebrate life, salute. I'm just drinking a little bit of water because it's 8 o'clock in the morning here, so I'm not going to get too crazy yet. But, yeah, we got Nick here, the big girl.
Irish
we got
coffee?
the mental health warrior. Buddy's got some whiskey in there or something, bourbon, I don't know.
I definitely have some whiskey in there. Just some whiskey.
If you're watching this and you want to just message the big girl or message on the chat, we'll bring you on, celebrate a sister or brother you lost, and yeah, let's have a good time. How y'all doing today? Cheers.
Yeah,
Cheers.
early. I'm trying to do all the work that Chris is supposed to do, but he's never here anymore. So it's fine.
Apparently he had to work today, so got to make that money.
He's got to supply the booze for the barbecues.
Right. I know.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's doing good. I just need the liver to recover from my trip to Fayetteville.
How was that?
I mean, that was awesome. It was the 20-year anniversary of our deployment to Samara, and got to see. I mean, Colonel Uten is now the garrison chaplain, so he said the invocation, and then of course Brigadier General Ferris did a speech. If you go on my page, you can listen to it. But yeah, if you're watching live, just if you don't want to come on, it's fine. But if you want to come on, the link's in there, and you want to talk about a battle buddy that you lost or a story, that's fine too. But otherwise, just put a name in there. And we'll say the name. That works as well. Yeah, I mean, it's like Buddy talks about on the show. Buddy, you do that. You do your platoon reunion, right?
Yeah. Every
How long's that been going on?
Almost 10 years now.
Yeah,
10 years going to be out of country though. It's going to be this. It's going to be awesome. Yeah. But yeah. So every year we do during Labor Day we do a reunion, and then the funny thing is that we started doing it in 2018. I think 2018 or 2019. We haven't missed a year. And I started doing it, and then my dad started doing one with some of his buddies from Vietnam.
Oh shoot!
And then some from Korea. So, and the funny thing is that he's not young, not as young as me, and he's not in his prime like I am. And he says the same thing though. It's like rebuild or refilling your soul. Like you get up with some of the old guys, you have the same exact conversations. It's like it's not a period when you finish. It's like a comma, and then you start with the same conversations, and you realize that you're not alone. Even struggles, successes, everything. It's you share them with your boys. It's always good to get back with your homies. With the homies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Rudy Cisneros is always good for the exact same story every time. So
who do we got in the chat? Good morning, Brian Self. Marshall in the middle is in the house.
Yeah.
Airborne.
Yeah.
Good morning to you, brother. Good morning.
The funny thing about those stories that it's like the same one every time is that it's not exactly the same every time.
Right.
Yeah. It's always like you're like the last 10 times your shirt was purple.
You talked about it.
Now your shirt's blue.
But yeah, you talk about renewing the soul. And so those of you watching, if you don't go to those reunions, I know sometimes work is tough, life is tough. I mean, I haven't been able to go back to the All-American Week for a long time.
They canceled that anyway, right? There was no All-American Week.
It wasn't an All-American Week this year.
But that's when they said, I mean, half the division's gone. So it's like they're trying to but I get back there and it 100% fills your cup, man. Like seeing some of your battle buddies that are doing great things, seeing people reconnect, and it really is a special moment. And then what I loved the most was, it's funny because we went out and had some cocktails, a few cigars, and then
one or two.
Yeah, and then you know, Hernandez is like from old third platoon's like, you know, we got to do it like we used to do it. You know, we got to get drunk and do PT in the morning. And I'm like, you know, we're it's like
Getting drunk and doing PT is relative. You know what I mean? Like it's like getting up and walking to the bathroom could be PT. You know what I mean?
I'm just gonna be quiet because
I harnessed
I
my
still do PT every
inner,
day.
I got my shirt because I harnessed my inner specialist and I hid behind a tree and waited for the platoon to come back, right, and then jumped back in with them. So I made it about, like I said, I made it about 3/4 of a mile. You know, it was.
Is that the new PT shirt, Nick? Is that what they're wearing now?
Yeah, that's a new one. So
Oh, you didn't get the good one.
Ours was better. Ours was better when we were in.
I mean,
I'm just
the
saying.
original-
I'm just saying ours was way
The
better.
long sleeve and the short sleeve here. Yep.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
original
ours was
Task
way
Force
better.
2P was a good one. The blue one. Yeah.
Task
Yeah.
Force. Yeah, Task Force 2P.
That
Yeah.
was the best one. And I've seen all of them.
Oh yeah,
That
Buddy's
was the
seen like
best
30 different ones.
Yeah. The blue Task Force 2P T-shirt was in fact the best one. They tried to remake it, and it was like just off a little bit. I did get the last time I was at Bragg. I got the other thing that's funny is that when you go to where you get like the unit T-shirts on Fort Bragg,
Yeah.
every other brigade has a brigade shirt. 2P has its own. Like it's the only battalion that has its own shirt. Like it's like, yeah, that's 2P's shirt. Yeah. Task Force 2P. We're different.
That's what's up.
Yeah. I also got the one with the Ranger tab on it this time. So I was like, yeah, I got you. Like, that way I can wear it around and feel like
Yeah, you got to make that's the one thing that you have to let everybody know in the 82nd that's you got your tab.
Yeah, I'm still like, I'm airborne, but I'm also still better than you.
I like the
better
bright
than
blue
you.
one because when I was in, it was the bright blue one, and then when Velez came in, he did the like kind of like the dark blue one. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, like that, but it had like the cool graphics on it. But when I first got there, right when you guys got back from Solder City, I really liked the bright blue one.
Yeah, that was the old Task Force one.
That's the
That one by far was the best. Yeah, that one by
100%.
far
You're
was
not
the
wrong.
best.
You're not wrong.
Yeah,
you are correct.
Yeah.
But yeah, we you know it's you know it was super special to hear you know General Ferris talk about that deployment because he was a company commander, you know, at the time, and just the way he put it, like I said, go on my page and you can watch it. He does the speech pretty freaking well, which and then honoring the guys with the wreath at the memorial, and you know, so that those of you watching, you know, we started this 5 years ago. Pretty much because we wanted to just get on and you know remember our brothers and sisters. However, we also are trying to control the Brovet crowd, right? Like where it's like when it's Memorial Day and 98% of you that get all triggered when somebody says Happy Memorial Day, I guarantee you at some point in your life you had a good fucking time on Memorial Day, right? I guarantee you one Memorial Day you partied, you barbecued. Like
you can't. They also can't articulate
Well,
why
you're just making it about yourself too. You think?
Yeah.
Go ahead, buddy. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, go on. It was conversation. Everybody jumps in. Anyway,
I was just saying.
If you
at
can't
some point, you're just
articulate
making it
why
about
you're
yourself,
not having
then.
a good time,
Yeah.
fuck off. You know what I mean?
But also when you were in as a young private, you would just get fucking obliterated, right? Like you would just
With
get
all the
trashed.
dudes,
like
with
it was
all the-
nothing about like you know
Yeah.
legacy or anything like that. It was like 4-day trashed, right?
Right,
Like,
and you were
that,
getting
like-
drunk with all of the people that you're
Yes.
fucking like you're upset because they're dead and there's a Memorial Day. Now that's your trigger to be pissed off
Right.
and not be able to have a good time.
Yeah.
Like,
And
so
you gotta ask yourself. What would they want? Right?
Yeah.
Like if they were here, obviously be getting fucked up. And if there is a heaven, whatever, and they're watching over you right now, they don't want you down in the dumps, pissed off, angry, right? Like it's about celebrating life and celebrating their legacy. But you bro vets, just pay attention. Because if there's civilians out there and they want to say thank you for your service today, they mean it in a good way. They just don't know any better, right? They don't know Veterans Day, Memorial Day, but don't be a freaking dick, okay?
Yeah.
Don't be a douchebag
Don't be a
today.
triggered pansy. Chapter 1, verse 1.
You don't have to be a dick about it, but you can. It is appropriate to correct them and say,
Correct.
"Hey, like, thank you, but
remember,
today's not
multiple
today's
things
not my
can be
day
true at the same time.
Sure.
Yeah. Like I was told just this morning, Happy Memorial Day, like, or whatever. Thank you for your service. Actually, it was thank you for your service on Memorial Day, and I was like, I appreciate it, but that's like telling me Happy Birthday or saying Merry Christmas on Easter. It's not my day. It's
we're good. It's a
then you
polite,
can educate them on it, like
it's a
you said,
polite
though, right?
correction. It's a polite correction.
Yeah. Cheers, though. Have a good one. Like, it's gonna be awesome.
No, and Dave said it right there, because that's what the mistakes I made, and I made this mistake in North Carolina just this week. Like, every time we talk about the Book of Burl or Honesty Cap, or whenever Dave does some of his videos on Facebook from his car, which my car video was better. Just saying.
Mine had more views.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You didn't say it. Anyways,
People like to see the face more than the big girl. But go ahead.
Like you make it about yourself.
Yeah.
Right. When you decide that you're going to get blitz hammered because your battle buddies died, and then act a fool. It ain't about your battle buddies anymore.
Nope.
Yeah.
It's about you. And like, there were things that we're all guilty of it. Like, all of us are.
1000%.
Even like I said, it got real heavy this past week. You know, there was some things that like I started thinking about, and I'm having fun with the guys, but inside I'm like, I started to drown it away, you know, and it was like, I wanted to be happy with the guys again. I started to get a little numb and just started, you know, and I made it about myself. Like, and I was able to, hopefully, I'm glad somebody started singing Blood on the Risers, and that snapped me back into it. So we all started singing Blood on the Risers.
Yeah, well, there are places on Fort Bragg where you can't help but go and think of, like, you see Ghost on Fort Bragg.
Yeah,
everybody sees Ghost on Fort Bragg.
Yeah.
The trick to seeing Ghost is putting it into perspective. There are very few of those ghosts that you see that weren't smiling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, even when it was shitty or like things were fucking horrible, like fucking Stan. The last time I saw Stan, huge smile on his face. You know what I mean? The last time I saw Dan Woodcock, fucking huge smile on his face. Like, you can't, you have to be able to put that into perspective. Like, you're a dick if you're remembering those people and then you're fucking like sad and fucking miserable and like mad at everybody else, and you're not remembering that in all actuality none of those dudes were fucking grumpy dickhead old men like we are. They were fucking happy fucking young guys. You know what I mean?
I think it's important to
shout out to Stan. Shout out to Stan, man. He was
on the bad things at the end. I think you know, when you're remembering somebody, whether it's a loved one or a battle buddy or something, it's good to remember the good things, because you know, if you're drinking and having fun, it can take you down a path. And so, you know, one of the things I was posting about this week too is just, you know, remember those good things, remember the good memories, you know, because you had a lot of good memories with those buddies and those friends before. And I think if you kind of concentrate on that, that helps some, if you're able to.
I think that's the other thing that we've said on the show before that is also good to remember is, like, you know, again, back to the ghost of Fort Bragg, if you will. Like, the fact is, Jesus,
turn your ringer off.
You know what? My dad's got a call sometimes. Anyway, it's always at the most inopportune moments. The fact is, like, you can't just you're upset because they're not there, and it's about you because you want to be with them again and you want to enjoy those good times again. But yeah, the fact is you had the opportunity to have good times with them. The other alternative is that you never met them. You never joined the army. You're some fucking dude that did a 9 to 5 every day and never put themselves out there. Yeah. I would prefer to have fucking put myself out there, been a paratrooper, and met the fucking people that I met that didn't make it.
Yeah.
That's just me. I don't know.
Well, it's like they always say, right? No matter how bad your deployment was, no matter how shitty it was, everyone on here would go back, regardless of what happened.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. Like you ask everyone that's been to war, they'll tell you the hard stuff, the good stuff, or whatever. But when you ask them, would you go back? And they're like, yeah, for my brothers, right? So it's kind of like one of those things, no matter what, you would go back. It's kind of like that kind of mindset of a warrior, I guess. Kind of weird.
Well, I think that's the hardest thing to explain to somebody that's never served in the service. They don't, it's hard for them to understand that, We all, talk about how crappy things are and how horrible things are, but we'd all go back in a second,
Yeah. Well, you miss doing hood rat shit with your friends. That's what it all boils down to. Is you miss doing hood rat shit.
Being stupid, drunk, running around Germany, doing all kinds of crazy crap we did as kids and survived
that hood rat shit. That's accurate.
But that's like legitimately, like that's what I love. Like
I never hooked up with a hood rat.
Yeah, I love doing hood rat shit with my boys. Like, that's the only thing I don't miss fucking sergeant majors. I don't miss fucking generals. I don't miss fucking colonels or officers or fucking anybody else. People telling me what I need to do, when I need to do it. But I 100% miss the opportunity to go to foreign countries and do hood rat shit with my boys. Like, you know what I mean? Just rolling around and you're driving through a country not knowing, like, you savor every fucking moment because you don't know like when it's going to be the last one. But at the end of the day, like, it puts everything into perspective, and like you can't explain that to a lot of civilians who they don't really get it. Like and it's not their fault. They just they can't.
Yeah, ignorance is bliss.
Yeah.
It's a simpler life though. Work out, patrol, do whatever, hang out with your boys, or really it's kind of like a different lifestyle. And then you come back to civilian lifestyle and you got bills, you've got courtesies or whatever you got to do. It's a completely different lifestyle when you're over there.
Dude,
it is so much simpler.
Freezes over there. Everything
freezes
over there.
So different.
You hit the nail on the head. It's easy. It's easier and it's harder all at the same time. Yeah. But at the end of the day, everything is just that much more intense. I remember going getting into like a firefight, and everybody making it out, getting it, and going back towards the camp or whatever, and just laughing our ass off.
Yeah.
But to explain that to like a civilian, that like you were like I was laughing at Vito because rounds were impacting like a few inches around his like feet and legs. Like he got that close to getting shot up, that I thought that he was having an AD. And so when I ran over to where his position was for cover, I was like, dude, we're gonna run this out. But if that was a fucking AD, I'm going to smoke the shit out of you when we get back to fucking the camp, like for real. And he's like, Sarge, for real. That was for real. Like they're for real shooting at us. Like, I'm not even joking.
Yeah, you make my squad look bad. Oh boy.
Yeah. But we got in the truck. We're driving back and we're fucking dying. Because one guy was like, did you see what God just did to us? And we started fucking dying laughing. Like, couldn't fucking help it. Like, civilians can't understand how you can get shot at and then just cry laugh because it's so fun.
Yeah, I like what gives me what I love about Memorial Day, besides even the childhood memories, and then watching the war movies, watching how the media used to portray the heroes, right? How you had John Wayne, and then you had all the Steven Spielberg series for the newer generations, and I've talked about this on the show, but like yesterday is considered the greatest day of racing. So you have the Indy 500, you have an F1 race in Canada, and then you have the Coca-Cola 600, right? And the Coca-Cola 600 is in Charlotte, and obviously they have the 160th and all them doing all the awesome stuff, and the Golden Knights going in there. Shout out to Ed Lee. But one of the ways the media helps with civilian ignorance is they call us American soldiers when we die, right? They call us soldiers. or a Marine, right? Like 2 Marines were killed, right? 2 soldiers were killed. And it's like, no, 2 American sons or daughters were killed. Two American once civilians signed up, and and they don't put a name to it, and they don't put the feeling to it, right? And that's why I love Memorial Day. And when you watch those races, I mean, they take breaks throughout the show and put the race up as a sidebar, and they just say names for like 10 minutes. You know, and I know a lot of people don't like NASCAR, but it's salt of the earth for the American service members, and that's what I really appreciate about Memorial Day. And I actually enjoy it because, you know, I get to we always put the names to it. You know, the Gold Star families, they always have a name to it. But people watching those races, because we always talk about it, sports is always the equalizer that kind of just numbs you. And then while you're supposed to be, you know, just enjoying a race, they bring it to you, right? They bring you those names. And if it doesn't hit you in the feels a little bit, you might need to go to some church. All right. Like you might need to go find something. Because like those names they were saying, they're not here anymore.
Yeah.
Right. And even you see some of the guys saying their names, they say it with a smile on their face, because even some of them don't understand the true magnitude of what they're doing, but they are still doing it, and they're bringing honor to that name, and they're bringing honor to that family. So, yeah, it's just I love this day for that. I love putting the names to it, the faces to it, you know, and it truly is. You know, you're honoring them, and I don't want to beat a dead horse to it, but the one story that I was getting. And again, it wasn't even the Samara deployment. It was, and I've said it, I think I said it 3 years ago. But you know, when Bauer got killed, when Justin Bauer got killed, that one hurt a lot. Because again, like Buddy said, the last thing I saw him was he was smiling. Right, he came into the talk. Dave was there. Dave and I were kind of briefing him on what roads not to drive down, what roads to walk on. And you know, he got killed on a road we told them not to drive down. But when he was such a professional soldier that he wasn't even the platoon sergeant, but he was the one to come in and find out, because he had been in, you know, previous to kinetic deployments. He came in and was like, hey man, he wanted to sit rep. He wanted to get that, you know, like what was going on, to look out for his boys. So yeah, you know, cheers to Justin Bauer and all the friends that impacted him that actually joined 2P after he died. Like when he died, friends from his town joined up and got the 2P. Right, like that was pretty special too. Like Blake Felton, guys like that. So shout out to you guys. That's my story for today. This is,
you know,
he was
one
smiling.
thing that I miss about Memorial Day is, of course, my grandfather, my uncles, they're all passed on, but they all served. They were in the Marines. My other uncle was in the Air Force. He flew F-4 Phantoms in Vietnam. My grandfather was in World War II, obviously in Africa. And just to sit down with them, with the dynamic in the room, and listen to them tell their stories. And, you know, they're all, you know, gone. And my great uncle served in World War I in the Greek army, because, you know, of course, I'm from Greece. And just to hear the stories of all that and the family members, you know, is something that I always miss during Memorial Day. And I think for anybody out there that has family members that did serve and that they're not here no more, I think also for some, you miss that. I miss that. It was so much fun just to sit there as a kid, and after I joined the service and they knew I was in the service, the stories change, right? Because once you come back from basic training AIT, now they want to have different stories with you. My relatives did. And, you know, we'd be sitting in the room, and my Sergeant Major, you know, Avy, who served in the Marines, you know, smoking cigars there, drinking whiskey, and we're all just having, you know, conversations. It's just something I miss. And, you know, I think, yeah, miss those days.
But also, if you think about it, like any kinetic deployment, or let's just say your entire military career, you're going to have 90% of bullshit or fun times that you can remember, besides the 10% of maybe the combat or the action. But like, think of all the barrack stuff, or all the times you're on an OP where maybe you're there for 2 days and nothing happens, all the funny stories that you could be remembering rather than that one bad moment, right? Like honoring him of who they actually were, not what happened, right? Remember who they were. Like even the guys that we lost after deployment, like AJ, right? AJ Hill and people like that. Like remember the good stuff, who they were, right? Like put a smile on their face, because when they're looking down on you and you start getting all sad, they're probably going to call you a name, right? Like, come on, dude. You know what I mean? They're probably going to call you something of who they actually were. And remember who they were, man. You know, the good times, in my opinion.
At some point,
those are tough, the ones you lose after deployment. Like, shout out to, and I was pretty close with Daniel Booger. Like, anybody that knew Danny is just like, always a smile on face, like just solid freaking dude. And him and I used to take our dogs out weekly, like multiple times a week, and go out in the woods and stuff. He was in Bravo, and then he came to Charlie. But like he survived a lot over there. And then we get home, and you know, it wasn't even a week, and Barney had called me at like 2 a.m. He's like, at 3, I forgot, and he's like, you know, hear what happened with Danny, and got run over by a drunk driver, man, and passed away in Florida. And that one hit me hard, man.
That was on the way home. He was on his way home.
I know.
From that deployment.
It's bad, man. Yeah. After 15 months surviving everything we survived in Samara, and then to just, you know, end it over there. That one hit me really hard, man. So shout out to Danny, man. Shout out to Danny. Miss you, bro. Yeah. Miss you, bro.
I told that story like 10 times this week about when him and I'm forgetting the other kid's name. I think he was newer to one of the replacements that we got. But when they got all messed up by the RPG and we were the QRF, and so we rolled out skeleton crew to pick the wounded up, and I get Danny in the back of my truck, and he's all bloody and morphined up, and I get stuck in one of those shit trenches, and like I can't get out of it, and I look back and I'm like panicking with the like putting it in first gear, like just doing all kinds of stuff, and like he looks at me, he's like, "Come on, Nick, man, get us out of here," like, you know, and I'm like, all high, and I'm like,
dude,
yeah. I was like, I'm trying.
Full of life, man.
I'm like 260, give me a push.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. At some point, also, you should remember that at some point we're gonna all see those guys again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
I think so.
They're gonna fucking be merciless if you were a bitch while you were alive and they were dead. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, seriously, they're gonna fucking. It's gonna be bad, fellas. Like, it's gonna be bad if you act like a bitch. They're gonna bring up every single time that you acted like a bitch, like, and they're definitely gonna make fun of you. They're gonna make fun of you. They're gonna make fun of your mom probably, and what she should have done with your dad instead of having you. Like, it's not gonna be a good time.
Yeah,
they're gonna have years of material.
Yeah, the best part of you rolled down something, you know, like
yeah. Like, hey, remember that time? Remember that Memorial Day when you were fucking crying like a little bitch? We were watching. Fucking gay. Yeah, it's not gonna be good. Yeah. They're gonna say bad stuff, and it won't be politically correct. Just so you know, it's gonna be shit.
And it's just like July 4th with the PTSD from fireworks, which, again, if you're in the GWAT, I'm going to always question you that you weren't getting shelled by 88s in the Ardennes for nights upon nights, you know, causing shell shock. But I'm just going to say you weren't. But like, if you're afraid of fireworks, Memorial Day too, if it gets heavy, reach out to somebody, go camping, right? Go out to the woods, right? Like, and because we're not saying you're just going to be cured from, you know, how you've been handling it. We're just asking you to try it a different way, right?
Yeah.
Try honoring them. And again, if it gets too heavy, just call somebody up and go to the beach. Like,
grab your nuts and lean into it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you know, it's coming. There's a difference between a
same day every year,
an IED and a fucking fireworks display. Like, come on. Like, not very many times was I ever driving down the road and somebody was like, "Hey, by the way, a couple 100 meters, big boom, watch out."
Yeah, and like I said, we'll save that for the July 4th.
If you go to Italy, and of course I live in Italy, they shoot fireworks off all the time. I mean, literally, every single day.
You got a bunch of drunk Italians Yeah.
Yeah.
They
It's
start,
either
what time do you guys
fireworks
start
or
drinking
the
there in Italy? Like 1 o'clock? Noon?
Mob wars.
Before that?
Yeah.
Oh man.
But also, if Memorial Day bothers you, right? Do something else. Like
That's
I
what I'm
work
saying.
on
Like go. We know it's coming. Like,
Memorial Day. Like, yeah, like I work. Like I'm working on your guys' stuff. I'd rather work because in my mind, I'm working towards something, right? Like I'm not a big guy that celebrates Memorial Day or whatever. Like I try to use this day where everyone's left me alone and work. So like, just handle it your own way, man. However it works for you. Go camping, go to Applebee's, whatever the fuck you want to do. Like handle it your way. There's not one way to do it, right? You know what I mean? You got to handle it your way. And I like to work because it's one day where everyone's like, oh, leave them alone. It's like, oh, cool. I get to work. You know what I mean?
and then dominate. Like dominate your life, and it doesn't mean
100%.
You don't have to be rich. You don't have to get rich, but dominate your life. Like just go be the best teacher you can be. Go be a cop. Go be a fireman. Go work be the best door greeter at freaking Walmart for all I care, and have a smile and make everybody else's day better, right? Like, like that, and then that goes back to what Buddy was saying. Our friends up there will be like, man, I'm glad you turned it around because we were about to roast your ass. Like,
well, at the end of the day,
make a life worth carrying on that legacy, or like your life, right? Like make them proud of you, right? If you're just gonna be a dirtbag and a shitbag the rest of your life because of all those issues, then like how are you carrying on somebody's legacy? Like get your shit straight, you know?
Yeah. Well, at the end of the day, like stop using their shit as a crutch for your life. Like, you know what I mean? Like, 100%. I can't do better because
I can't stand that, dude.
Like, go fuck yourself, dude. Like, fuck off. You're like the ones who should be fucking upset are fucking not with us anymore. They're the ones whose life got cut short at 18 or 20 or fucking 30 years old. You're a fucking grown ass man. Take your shit, put it in your little fucking pouch, and fucking keep it fucking moving.
Like also I use like the analogy, like if you're like 70 years old and at a bar, are the best memories of your life going to be from 20 to 25, or did you do something after that? Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, did you peak there or did you continue your legacy? Right. When you're sitting at 70 years old talking about your life, are you going to run out of stories really quickly? You know what I mean? Like it doesn't stop at 25. Keep getting after it. Like Nick says, dominate, right? Like, don't stop, man. Keep going. It's always going to be a part of your life. It's going to be a big part of your life. And those stories are always going to be with you. But what's the next chapter, right? Keep getting after it. Like what made you a paratrooper, right? Like take that intensity to the next life, in my opinion.
And welcome to the chat,
Shout
Kyle.
out to
I'm pretty sure you didn't.
Bang Bang expert. Second year I do Ruck to Remember. Did my 10-mile leg yesterday. We'll finish off the last 2 miles today, leading into Veterans Memorial. Love it.
Nice.
Love it.
Nice. Love it. And welcome to the chat, Kyle. I'm pretty sure you didn't watch this from the beginning of the show, or probably have never watched any of these over the last 5 years. But if you want to explain to us the difference between Veterans Day, you can come on. We'll take you. So, come on, man. We'll heal together, brother.
Late. I was like, hey guys, you know when you come into a briefing late,
#VetBro.
You sit down, you sneak into the briefing real late, and you sit down, and you think nobody notices that you were late, and then somebody asks questions, and you raise your hand because you think you've got like the smartest thing to say. You're like, oh, they didn't even fucking touch this. That was done the first 5 minutes of the briefing.
Yeah.
And you just dimed yourself out. Kyle, I hate to tell you, you just dimed yourself out.
Yep.
Like you missed
that guy in
all of the briefing. You missed the whole briefing.
Yeah.
We got it.
Yeah. Millions of people are going to see this, man. No,
They probably won't care.
That's when all the people you were trying to impress just turn their backs to you in their chairs and they go on with the meeting.
Yeah, it just happened. Yeah.
Kyle.
About earlier.
All right, Kyle. Welcome to Veteran Trash Talk, Kyle. This is what happens. This is what happens. Like
you just slightly ignited the dumpster fire. We're going soft on you right now. This is nothing yet. So
yeah, I would enjoy spotlighting myself, guys. If we could just shine a light on ourselves, that'd be great.
Yeah.
We know this day is about you, Kyle.
Yeah.
Hey guys, God damn it! It's not fucking Veterans Day. I'm mad now. I'm gonna spend the rest of my day drinking and beating dogs. I don't know.
Yeah, just literally was gonna say that. Yep, Kyle sounds like he does that.
Yeah.
Probably beats his
Kyle,
wife.
Kyle,
here's
don't
the
beat
thing.
dogs.
We already explained this, and
guy's
just since you didn't catch it, we
I see
talked
Kyle
about
like
that,
typing and deleting what he's saying over and over again, like trying to like.
He's so angry. Like, I'm
We
gonna
don't have the
fucking
chat.
get
We
him.
don't have the bubbles. Yeah.
Yeah. We already discussed the difference between Veterans Day and Memorial Day. And what we're talking about is the fact that getting triggered when people say thank you for your service, whatever. It's fine to educate people that there's a difference between Veterans Day and Memorial Day, but you can't let it ruin your day. You also you owe it to the people that are being memorialized to not be a cocksucker. So if you could channel the non-cocksucker part, that'd be great.
Yeah, see,
did I say that out loud? I'm sorry. That was supposed to be in my. That was in my head.
You got Buddy triggered. All right.
Yeah, I'm not triggered. I'm not triggered.
Right?
That was soft.
Yeah.
That was very soft. You're not triggered yet.
Probably.
But hey, thanks for bringing us back. Thanks for bringing us back on track, Kyle. Now that we can remember what day it is. That being said, again, like nobody's being a hypocrite when they're telling you to get your shit together. Because, like I said it on Facebook, I go reopen insane asylums, and I probably should have visited one a few times, right? Like it's there are times where it's like, hey, you're going down the loony bin, all right? But make your life better, and even if you're not even a veteran, even if you didn't serve with anybody, like holy shit, when on Memorial Day, maybe that could be your trigger to be like, I'm going to get my life together. Yeah. Like, this is, I'm going, and JC Glick, great guest on our show multiple times, great TED talker and all that stuff. He says, if you serve your community, you're serving your country too. Right. Yeah. So like, be productive. Be a productive member of society.
Don't be afraid to try new things. I mean, crap, I moved to Italy, 2.5 years ago. I was in the country 9 months, and I was working as a chef in an Italian restaurant. Not speaking a lick of Italian. They didn't speak a lick of English, but what a big honor to do that. Never be afraid to try something new, because the second you become stagnant is the second that your life becomes the same way. And when you reach one goal in life, to set another goal and move forward. This year I'm running in my 12th Army 10th miler in a row. And I'm doing the 250-mile challenge, which I've just completed 233 miles. I'm 56 years old. You're never too late to do anything or try anything.
You are old.
I am old, but I don't feel old. I don't feel old at all. I'm ripped. I'm ripped at 56, by God. And I'm going to continue that. But, you just get, it's a mindset, right? You can always say, woe is me, and stay in the rut, go down the same path because it's comfortable. Get out of things that make yourself a little bit more comfortable. And maybe if you did the same thing every Memorial Day weekend and you come up with the same result, do something different, just like what we talked about. Get uncomfortable. That's where you need to be.
I love that.
I'm sharing the link to Normando Rodriguez Ojeda. Dude, come on. Come on and tell us what you disagree with. You disagree with us talking about our battle buddies?
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show. Okay. I do it in government. Oh, it's not letting me post. I must have been blocked. I don't know. But,
no, I see it right here. The studio link. It's there.
Again, if you're in the chat and you're watching this, wherever, YouTube, wherever, drop a name so we can memorialize that individual, or come on and just shoot the shit with us.
Yep.
I spent last week at Tom's house. I know Tom's coming out to do an event for you, Big Earl, in a little bit. But next week, I think it's coming out a week after next. But Tom's got an interesting military service. Of course, as he was a sniper. It's always a great time to spend a week with him in his workshop, and we we talked about some things that went on in our career and stuff. But if you don't know who Tom Campbell is, he's just an amazing individual, and truly honored to be his friend and his buddy. But just to spend that time with him, I did last week. We was out racing cars. I was driving my Mustang. He was watching my Mustang, and just having a lot of those good memories. About everything. We talk about a little bit about service, and we go hot ride the cars around. And they'll come back and tinker with them more. It's just about reconnecting with old friends you hadn't seen for a while and stuff like that. So it's just really great. But hey, I want to shout out to Tom. I want to thank him for his service and all things that he's done, not only while he was in service, but also what he's done after service. As he continues, as we all do, to fight the 22 a day. So it's just important. And you know what? If you haven't, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. You can finish. Sorry.
No, I was just saying that if you're having those thoughts, just like we said earlier, reach out to a buddy or friend today. There's no reason to have those thoughts by yourself. And you can go back and watch podcasts or this show later on. But just there's no reason to suffer in silence anymore nowadays. There's absolutely no reason for that.
Especially with social media. That's why we started this page. It was like, man, there ain't no reason to be alone right now. We got these things called Zoom. We can get on a Zoom call and see each other. Like it's wild.
FaceTime.
Yeah. And we did, we have lost some of our battle buddies in the past 2 months in a recent conflict. Right. And so again, those of you coming home from that, those of you still dealing with that, like we're not being hypocrites. It's going to suck. Right. And these days are going to suck for a while. And it takes, some people are faster at it. Some people never get past it, but like nobody's telling you to ever forget, but it's, it's time to own what happened. All right. And honor them. So reach out if you're coming back from, that theater. We got, like I said, we got a bunch of our boys from the Deuce over there right now. I know they're just sitting there waiting for that word. And you better hope that, I'm just telling you right now, some of you guys over in that area you better pray that button doesn't get pushed with them.
Breaking case of war.
Dude, like, yeah.
That's the 82nd in a glass. Yeah. Breaking case of war.
You better hope that button doesn't get pushed or that thing doesn't get. We got Sean coming on, one of our OGs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What's up, Sean?
Hey. What up, Sean?
We don't got the audio, brother. No audio. Yeah. You can probably log back on and log back out. Well, you figure it out.
Yeah.
You were a firefighter. You got it.
Go down to the middle left and hit the microphone.
Middle left, hit the microphone, he says.
Not Zoom, man.
There you are.
You're on mute. You have a booger. To tell you, there's a booger.
Yeah,
you
know.
Get
yeah, we got you. We got you.
We got you, brother. We got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you? So you're spending your Memorial Day hitting the slot machines, huh?
Yeah. Well, there's a view from the room, sitting right on the river.
Nice. Hit the button, win the game. That's what I say in the casino. It just is what it is. It pays to be a winner.
Yeah.
Yep.
Get out of town for a weekend, and buddy of mine has. We're going to Vegas after this. Have 3 free nights at Caesars on him. So
that means
spending
he's lost a lot. So hopefully he gets
means
some of it back.
A lot of money. Yes.
You're getting comped. You've spent some time there.
Well, he spends more money than I think I've ever seen.
Yeah. Well, hey, Sean, you've been with us since the beginning with VTT. Give us a story if you want to. You don't have to, but give us a story of a battle buddy if you want, or say a name. Do something like that.
Well, today, always think about my buddy Brian Dunlap. He was a Marine reservist at Olmitos. He worked with me at Camp Pendleton as a firefighter, and they were looking for volunteers in 2004. It was coming up on November. He didn't have a wife and kids. He volunteered to go. He said so that somebody with a wife and kids didn't have to. And September 19th, 2005, he stepped on an IED during an ambush outside of Takata, Iraq. And him and the 3 other guys from his Humvee were killed instantly.
Man.
And so, yeah, today I always think about him because, the fact that he would run into a burning building before anyone else, his attitude was, I have no wife, I have no kids, I'm going first. That kind of mentality you just love. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and say his name again.
Brian Dunlap.
Brian Dunlap. Hey,
Brian
cheers.
Dunlap.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Brian.
Yep.
So,
cheers.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the funny story with him, about 2 years before, he was on duty. Some lady came in with her kids, wanted a tour. Somebody had started cooking something on the stove. Forgot about it. Water boiled off, and the pot caught fire. Well, didn't take much to put it out. Next thing they know, they hear a chainsaw and someone on the roof. There's Brian up on the roof over the kitchen of the fire station with a cigarette in his mouth, no safety gear on, with a chainsaw ready to cut a hole in the roof to ventilate it. And he's just standing there, and they're yelling at him. Takes a cigarette out of his mouth, like, what?
Yeah. I'm real busy. Leave me alone. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I'm busy. I'm working here. So, yeah.
Oh, man.
He was one of those guys that his whole job was to be a smartass. If you left the door open,
I know that
he
feeling.
was going to breach.
Yeah.
Did I lose you guys?
No, we got you.
Hey, brother, we got you.
Yeah. I think
Better?
we all were agreeing with his buddy being a smartass. We all know buddies like that.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
So,
We had you the whole time.
it's kind of Wi-Fi connection here is kind of sketchy right now.
No, that's okay. Yeah, we're good. But no, yeah, thanks for jumping on and sharing that story.
Absolutely.
And again, she's like, yeah. I'm excited to get this day moving. I always tell when we do this show, we always trying to figure out what time because we're across 3 different time zones, and it's like, what 4 when Cliff's not in country, and it's like, how do we get this done, do it right, and then still go do what we want to do for the day. So we get up early here in California. To do it.
I think when we got on, it was 7:30 you guys' time. I think in the morning. It's 8:30 my time.
Yeah.
Of course, if I was in Italy, it's nighttime. But is Buddy in France now, or is he back?
No. I'm back in Tennessee. I'll be in France in July. Almost all July. Yeah. Yep.
Old Tennessee.
No.
Yeah. Hopefully, at some point, having dinner with Nick and his family at some point in France.
I'm gonna try to meet up with you guys.
Bonjour, Mr. Cottrell.
Well, Buddy's gonna come down and give us an executive tour in Monaco. He's gonna come pick us up and go to Nice. Right,
Yeah.
Nights at sea.
Well, Nice and Cannes, they're all pretty close.
Cannes.
Yeah,
but I've been working on my French.
Mess around. We might go to Cinque Terre in Italy.
There you go. Very nice.
Cinque Terre is pretty. It's a
I'm bringing a tuxedo just for Monaco.
Have you gone to Lugano, Switzerland, or on the Italian side? Lugano's absolutely beautiful.
No, I haven't. We've done Italy a couple times right there on the border. That's where they get all their wine anyway, and then gone up to the Italian portion of the Alps to try to go skiing. But
we have an open invitation to come visit Naples anytime.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, Mark, you in Virginia right now?
Yeah. I'm in Virginia, man. East Coast.
We're moving into our villa 1 July, so we're moving off base into our villa 1 July. So.
Hey, you want to buy some property? Mark? Cliff's got to sell his house in Virginia.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Got house up for sale. So we're gonna.
We're at in Virginia.
Well, Manassas.
Oh, Manassas, right by me. I'm in Haymarket.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a Potomac Reserve there. My house, we built it 4 years ago, but it's completely 100% off the grid. It's got solar and the Tesla Powerwall on it. So hate to get rid of it, but I think Italy's gonna be my new home now. So
yeah, Cliff is never. He actually likes to brag a little bit sometimes, and. Like, I remember we were at his house and the power went out in the neighborhood and he just turns all of his lights on and stands outside on his front door. Like, what's up?
My neighbors gave me such crap about putting the Tesla Powerwall in. I turned every single light on in my house, outside light, inside.
No, I don't blame you, man. Virginia is getting ass, man. Like it's kind of changed the last like 2 years. So I don't blame you for getting out of Virginia. Traffic's bad. Every house is overpriced.
Traffic sucks over there. Yeah, for
Well,
sure.
With him selling his house, he kind of hopes the houses stay overpriced for the meantime.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But hey, just go back what we talked about before. Never be afraid to make a change. And you know what? You can sell your house and move and go somewhere else if you get an opportunity to, or go to a different country. Just don't be stagnant in your life. Life's too short to be that way. And you know what? Your buddies probably wouldn't want you to be that way anyway.
Hey, and then I'm going to bring up something else too, like with the bracelets. All right. Mm-hmm. I've been on airplanes. I travel a lot. I wear it. It doesn't happen often, but to the civilians watching or listening, never be afraid to ask somebody what this is. All right. Some of the best conversations I've had is when somebody goes, "What's that on your wrist?" You know, and you just you start sharing their names. All right. So if don't be afraid as a civilian. I know it's hard. Don't be afraid to be like, "What is that?" Right. And like I said, those have been some of the best conversations I've had. 100%.
Yep. Yeah, I think civilians or people that have never been in the military think like you ask a veteran and they're going to be like that stoic, like can't talk about it.
Yeah, bro.
Most veterans are the best storytellers. They want to talk about it, right? Mm-hmm. They want to talk, like they want to share their stories. They want to remember the guys. So I think there's like this stigma. Oh, don't ask him. Don't ask him. He's going to like tell you to fuck off or get all like crazy. Like that's like less than 1%. He might, but it's like less than 1%, right? I think most veterans are some of the best storytellers you'll hear because it's authentic.
Oh, yeah,
so like ask them. Yeah. Just if you're curious, ask them in an authentic way. Don't be a dick about it, but like, you know what I mean? Like just ask them. Be like, hey, what's that about? Like, you know,
Well, that's kind of the thing that we were talking about like earlier. The reason they're so worried about it is because there's so many. There are the loud 1% that are dicks. Like every time like there's some type of veteran related holiday or whatever, they make it about them and they're like, don't ever even talk to me about the army because I'm drunk and stupid. I'm gonna be angry.
We warn you about that on Gruntworks and Veteran Trash Talk. Is Dave he's getting better at it, but like as a veteran, I'm like, shut up. Like
never did that.
As a veteran, no, you not. We are a minority. Do not speak for us. Like speak for you. Like,
I pissed a lot of people off with that one video.
This is how I feel. But like, no, but that's. One of us can really ruin it for almost an entire community.
You're absolutely right.
Like,
well, just look.
Bad news travels faster than good news, man. That's why social media.
And at the end of the day, there is a wide spectrum of veteran. Like the guy that checked your ID at Warhorse going into the chow hall. Guess what he is? He's a fucking veteran too, and he didn't do shit. Like, you know
I was gonna say that.
Yeah, this motherfucker. Yeah,
and he's the one at Applebee's pounding the table for the discount.
Yeah, imagine having to worry about rockets and mortars, and you're like, I do not want to die just checking IDs. Like that won't be heroic, and then they got to deal with that shit while they're over there for like that, like just like taking. Oh man, like
and then telling us at Warhorse that we can't go in the chow hall because we're too dirty.
Yeah. I mean, hey, we got standards, bro. Like, you know.
Oh, that was brutal. We were out for an entire week, and then we came back and we were trying to eat, and we looked. I mean, we were nasty looking, but they were like, "Nope, you can't eat in here." Like, we don't have any more uniforms. Like, we've been out in the fucking city for a week, and then Lieutenant Goldstein has handled that one, but shout out to the guy.
One of the worst sergeant majors. One of the worst sergeant majors we had. One of the worst sergeant majors we had, which we won't mention my name because we all know who it is. I just remember a chow hall incident where some D-boys came in, right, and they had just gotten off a mission, and it looked like a pretty and they came in, and this sergeant major wants to go correct them. I'm like, this is gonna be fun. Let's watch this. It's like, oh shit, yeah.
I don't know what sergeant major was that?
We know. And we weren't doing anything in that deployment. Well,
that was the Solder City deployment, right?
Yeah.
I know that story.
Yeah.
I know that story.
I was just texting with Tom. He says hi to everybody.
Yeah. So Tom,
He was supposed to go DJ at car
of
show today,
comedy.
but they canceled it because of rain. So he's working on his motorcycles.
Yeah, that's
You know, Tom's been making knives now. He bought a forge and he makes a pretty good knife now. I was down at his house last week. We made knives along with messing with our cars, and he's getting quite good at that. He's quite a talented guy.
Yeah, it'll be fun. The comedy show, you should put a plug out there real quick, Nick, on like the veteran
June
comedy
6th,
show that's happening.
June 6th
Yep.
on D-Day. Yeah, Santa Clarita, California. Big shout out to, again, the big girl likes to get a little mixed in politics, so I find out who's around and who's important in my neighborhood and how do I use them to make things better for us Warriors. And so big shout out to Supervisor Barger. All right, she's come through with some money that she was worried about. Some of the, I got to get a little longer here for the plug, but she was worried about some of the certain VSOs that get money that she's not seeing too many results from it. And she heard about the show through the LAMVA and brought me in there. And I was talking about what I would do if you gave me X amount of dollars. And she's like, take it. Right. And I was like, okay. So we got, we're going to fill in Legion Post 507 in Newhall, California. We have the man formerly known as a combat veteran, Drew Hernandez, is going to be headlining it. We got Robin Phoenix Johnson, previous guest on the show, she's in the Best Medicine Brigade. She's been doing this for years, where they go around where laughter heals, which it 100% does. Anybody who doesn't laugh enough. Sean's going crazy. And we got Drew's battle buddy, Justin Garber, and last but not least, Tom Campbell, the Shaw of comedy. So it's gonna be a lot of fun, and we're gonna have all the VSOs.
Fun weekend, man.
Yeah, we're gonna have all the VSOs there for LA County that are accredited and do the right things, and you're gonna be able to face with them, because again, we ruin it for ourselves. A lot of veterans think, I'm not going to the VA, I'm not going to this because they don't help. Yeah, it sucks. We're going to show you that they don't. We got the VSOs that don't suck. So come on in, check them out. And then Ultimate Sacrifice, Mike Duty's going to be there. We're going to try to start Ultimate Sacrifice California version retreat that he's going to run. So we're going to focus on families, veterans and their families, first responders and their families to go. So if you're around June 6th in Southern California, all right, come to Newhall Post 507 Legion Post. It's going to be a blast. John, put your thing on mute. Big dumb fireman.
Are you going to stream that? Hey, Nick, are you going to stream that live, or are you just going to be at the show?
I'm going to try. I'm going to try. Maybe Dave can. Dave will be there.
Hey, Tom just jumped on and said he's looking forward to the Cali show.
Sean, I'm going to cut him off.
I just want to make sure.
No, I'm here.
So Tom just jumped onto the chat and said he's looking
you're
forward
there.
to the Cali
We need to shut your mic up.
You should send Tom the link and see if he wants to come live on the show, Nick.
He has the link. It's on the chat.
Oh.
So
come live on the show,
I can
Tom.
reply to him. We should get him on the show.
He's out working on his motorcycle. I just texted him to see if he'll come live.
There you go. I sent it to him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it'll be a good time.
Every time I try to send it, it says can't send. I wonder if it doesn't let you send links on here.
No, I'm seeing every link.
Yeah, once it's got to have there's the green check mark. It went through. All right, we good. But all right, let me unmute Sean here.
Does that mean that
he stopped chewing on his microphone?
That Rodriguez Ojeda is not coming on to tell us what he disagrees with?
No, he's not coming on.
Man,
no.
I wanted him to.
Yeah, we tried.
This connection.
Yeah, it's all right. Hey, you don't have to.
So
we can just. Sam Mercer. Oh, that's a name. The last name, Sam. I love your first name. Last name triggers me a little bit. That's 6 months. Yeah. I don't know. Okay.
Am I even on?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can
you're
hear
good,
you.
brother. We got
Yeah,
you.
we can hear everything.
We're sideways.
Okay.
Sideways.
Well, yeah, I'm trying to angle for the best Wi-Fi connection.
Yeah, it's all right. We
The-
appreciate
the
you
what-
jumping on. We'll just say bon voyage to you.
I guess-
We love you, Sean. Keep commenting.
Tom says he couldn't find the link. I'm gonna send it to him directly.
Tom has joined. He's lying his ass off.
Is he on now?
He's coming. There we go.
Oh, there he is.
Ah,
He's up there in
let me
his
try to
garage.
fix this
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Wi-Fi connection one more time.
Shit.
That's dope.
It's kind of a flex. It's kind of a flex when he shows his garage.
Hey, I see all them good hoods I painted when I was in town.
I know. I
Let
do
me
got some
text Sean.
sexy hood on a car that won't run.
I'm trying. It's
You'll get it right.
I've never seen Wi-Fi this bad unless we're having sunspot.
Figure it out.
It's a damn fuel injection.
The Riverside Casino and Resort, I
When you're
guess, does not have very
immigrant,
strong
Don't
Wi-Fi.
go digital. Stay fucking analog.
When you're a digital immigrant. Don't waste all the jokes. All right.
Save them for Cali.
Well, hey, I am gonna make my excuse now. That way I can be tough later and not make it because we got enough time to forget about it. I am hosting the show, and I have never hosted a comedy show before, so this will be fun. I'm lining up some bangers that get the audience ready for some real jokes, so they can be like, get this guy off the stage, get the real comedians. But I was voted class clown 1999, so voted on by my peers. So I got that for me. We'll see what we do. And I can't tell it, but I got another guest host coming on for a couple of bits, and he's going to do some things. And Dave knows what I'm talking about, so his buddy probably in some different voices. So gotta. And then June 6th, D-Day. It's largest amphibious assault in United States history. Not one Marine was present. So just gonna put that out there.
Tommy made
But yeah, Tom, how's it
going down?
Yeah, he's figuring it out. Let's see here. For those in Vegas City, Serve will be putting a second day of gratitude on June 6th.
There you go. And I just have to go down like that.
Pretty sure I thought that was the same thing you were just talking about, but whatever.
No.
Hey, Tom, I was telling about your knife skills, your knife making skills. You've been making them out of that 6-inch bunch spring.
Yeah, I'm fixing to start on 67 Firebird springs. But
Leave that
I'll tell you
69
what,
Mustang alone.
And actually for people listening, man, blacksmithing or forging is freaking therapeutic as hell. When you heat that metal up and you sit there and just pound the crap out of it, dude, that's some therapy.
I bet. What are you forging?
So I'm making all kinds of crap, but a lot of knives right now.
Yeah.
I've made knives, fire pokers, letter openers, ice picks, linkage from a race car. Anything out of metal.
Yeah. How was your hunting season this year?
I didn't get to hunt as much as I normally do because the whole thing with trade-off rolling its colors and T2 come trying to figure itself out and USAREC trying to figure themselves out. But anyhow, still put 3 deer in the freezer, about 40 ducks, and a turkey.
VTT's Bang Bang expert on June 6th, it's only a 4-hour drive to Newhall from where you are, or a 30-minute flight. Feel free, Linda, to just come on by, right? You can do it. Dave will be here. Yeah, so we got that going on. But yeah, hey, anybody want to share anything else or have another message for the community out there? Again, if somebody says Happy Memorial Day,
it's okay.
It's okay. It's all right. All right. Go celebrate. Have barbecue. Have some beers. Go do something with family, friends, right? And put a name to somebody and remember them. Okay. Do that. That's my last message. Yeah.
Nick, I got a question, and when Buddy comes back, because both you guys brought this up. What up, dog?
What?
Hey,
Buddy, special forces.
Hey, why do you think, like, because I've noticed this, like the 173rd does a really good job of it and units from the Marine Corps, but like, why do you think those reunions are so important? Like, I noticed that units that do those reunions, it seems like they're like better off in some ways, like the ones that like just once a year. Like, I think it's important.
You want to grab this one, Nick? I you know what? The
You explain it better, buddy.
Yeah,
I think it's important.
So I think the big reunions are important. They're great, right? They're awesome, but they're only awesome because they give smaller people or smaller groups of people an excuse or an opportunity to go to a place like the 82nd. Like, let's put our honesty caps completely on. Nobody gives a shit about going to visit the division. You know what I mean? But it gives you an opportunity to go to visit your boys from the division that you were in the 82nd with and go to your old stomping grounds and do stuff like that. But like, I think that, like I said earlier, that group of guys from that platoon that get together, that we get together every Labor Day, that started off as like just like, well, fuck it, let's just like, you got like one of the guys was going to come to Nashville and like invited like 5 others, and then while we were having a good time in Nashville, we were like, we should do this every year, and then we started doing it every year. But the reason it's so important is because the same thing that we've said time and time again on this show is that people get out of the military, and like we've talked about Memorial Day with all the guys that we lost in combat. We haven't even mentioned like the like, we've lost this many people in combat. We've lost this many people after combat. To whether it's cancer that they got that you can directly correlate to Afghanistan or Iraq, or burn pits or whatever, whether it's to suicide,
Parkinson's from vaccines that we got pumped into us.
Whether it's fucking some crazy fucking brain disease like that we don't even know why, but it's just weird that you're 45 to 50 years old and 5 people that have died from brain cancer, and you're like, well, that's weird. Like, that doesn't normal, and they're all had the same job. That being said, the reason that there are so many people that are on that 22 a day or what is because we get out of the military and we think that we put ourselves on an island and we don't go, like, we don't talk to the people around us because they can't get it. They don't have the same vocabulary. We don't feel like the people that we were in units with want to hear from us, which is bullshit, because they want to hear from us just like we want to hear from them. Like, my rule of thumb generally is, if I think about a dude while I'm just like in my regular day, and it happens more days than not, I'll think about, like, I wonder what fucking so-and-so is, man, I wonder what so-and-so's doing. Fucking call them. Like, and you realize that those dudes are thinking about you just as much as you're thinking about them and what they're up to. And you have to have the courage to reach out and link back up with your foundation, because that is, like it, don't like it, I don't really give a shit. That's generally your foundation. It's such a huge impact on your life, for your entire life. The people that were there when you were in combat or you were in the military, like, you try to explain to people that it doesn't. There's very few other jobs, maybe police officer, maybe firefighter, that you have to count on somebody for. Like, I'm gonna go to sleep. You don't go to sleep, because if you go to sleep, I might die.
Yeah,
that's fucking crazy. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna eat last because I want to make sure that all of the other guys that work for me have fucking food. That's crazy. People at McDonald's don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, they don't give a shit.
I didn't care when I worked at McDonald's.
500 companies don't have to fucking give a shit if the secretary got lunch. we're different. We're built different, or we were trained differently. And to
let me jump on that, buddy. Let me jump on that, buddy.
Go ahead.
Because going back to Mark's original question about like the certain units, when you're in certain units that are prestigious, and your chances are you're going to get put in a more kinetic area, right? Because of number one reason is because of your leadership. Usually those prestigious, battalions and brigades get the best officers, right? Usually. And then so they get handed the harder missions. And so I get like General Ferris says in the speech on my page, we've all been through multiple deployments when he was talking to the audience. He's like, some are different, right? Some are just different. And it's not taken away from anybody else's, but so I think that's why you see a lot of these units have these, like the Ranger Rendezvous for regiment, right? Most of the ODAs have them. And then, 2P, we have ours, every year because it was different. Yeah. And I just want to talk about the one thing on last week when I was there is I watched 3 guys that were in the same squad that you felt it when they were together. And I wasn't part of that squad. I wasn't even part of that platoon, but I knew exactly how the way they were high-fiving and looking at each other. All right. And the way they were talking to each other. Right. It filled a lot of their cups that probably were almost close to empty. Right. And it really is special. And I saw a few guys from my platoon that I hadn't seen in a while. And when you're talking, the great thing about like social media, it's like you just love when they're doing well. Like, hey, I follow you on Facebook. I love seeing what you're doing. Right. But now you're seeing it in person, and it fills a different cup. But yeah, I think the reason why certain units do it more is because of what they did. Yeah. Right. And not saying third ID didn't do anything great. Not saying fourth ID didn't do anything great. Not saying a reserve unit didn't do anything great. But I guarantee you, if they did do something, there is some kind of anniversary.
Yeah, and you don't have to have. But that's the other thing. You don't have to have a unit to force it. You could just do it.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
And that's the other thing that's the crazy other thing about those relationships that people don't get. And Nick just hit on it. I don't know other people in other lines of work, if you will, or other careers where your friends are like your homies, you're like the dudes that you were in those units are genuinely happy for your success. I've never seen a more unselfish group of people who, like, if you have $20, they'll give you $20 because you need it. If you have $20 million, they'll give you $20 because they think you might need it. They just want you to be genuinely happy. You know what I mean? And if you're fucking like, they're not like leaving the reunion and like you flew in on a private jet and somebody like fucking hitchhiked in, like they're not leaving their reunion talking shit about the guy that hitchhiked in and talking shit about the guy on the jet. They're talking about how they can help the hitchhiker, and they're proud of the guy in the jet. You know what I mean? And the guy in the jet's trying to figure out how to fucking square away the dude that hitchhiked in. You know what I mean? Like, it's the most unconditional love I think I've ever fucking experienced in my life has been from other dudes and units that I've been in, like that I've been in combat with, and that's the. Like, it's I guess it's when you say it out loud, it's kind of the gayest way. Like, it's the gayest way to.
Yeah, like, I mean, there were some things that we could take apart. That the biggest love you got was from a dude. I believe it. So,
but I mean, real. That is the most unconditional. Like a dog, and your homie. Like
not
those,
the butt, baby, not the butt.
Like, they don't give a shit. Like, you know what I mean? And like, dude, we had naked night in fucking Bakuba where it was so hot that we would just like take all your clothes off. Like, we got to get cool. Like, this fucking
hell
hot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't do that in a Fortune 500 company.
I mean, you would, but you'll be in jail. Yeah.
You might. Yeah. You don't know the type of peace that comes from sleeping side by side with another guy with a half chub, because you're hot. You know what I mean?
Right. Hey, no, I think there's something. I think I'm going to bounce. You guys going to stay on?
Yeah, I got to bounce too.
All right.
Okay. Anybody else want to put any more names out there or any messages or anything like that? No. All righty. Well, hey, appreciate you joining us on our 5th annual Memorial Day special. I think we might have missed a year in there, but no. Again, guys, please, put a name and a face to somebody on social media so that your civilian friends can have an awesome barbecue today and see that name and maybe they talk about it. All right, and they stay alive forever. To all the Gold Star families out there, very difficult day for you guys and your families. We love you, and just so you know, their names are never dead, and they were never forgotten any day. Memorial Day is just a day where we try to, coach everybody else and show everybody else those names. But love you guys, and we'll see you later.
All right, love you.
Appreciate y'all. Thanks for having me on, y'all.
Yep. Hey, Tom, talk later.